Hey everybody, it's Elizabeth. It is August 26th. It's 11:50 in the morning. I'm just about to go on a Zoom call, but before I do, I want to get into the first of the questions coming through. I have launched an opportunity for you to ask some questions anonymously about our capital campaign that's coming up this fall. We've been talking about it for a while, and COVID has meant that there have been a bunch of delays. So I want you to have opportunities to ask me questions. What's going on with the capital campaign? What's going on with the National Fund for Sacred Places? We've been in this process for a long time. Have we made any progress? But I suspect that you have questions you don't want to ask out loud or directly or be linked to your name. So there is now an opportunity to send those questions to me without your name, without an email address, and I'll begin making some videos. First question came in, and I think it's going to take at least 2 parts. So here's the first question. Pastor, please just assume that I have no idea what the Sacred Places campaign is. I feel like I missed the initial rollout and I've never been caught up. And I hate to say it, but I also have no idea what the Faith in Action Center is, how it's related to our congregation, how it's funded. I'm assuming both projects are great because it's SCABC. Well, thank you, friend, for your trust that anything that comes out of St. Charles will be great. But we need to clarify what both of those things are. And I will start by saying this. St. Charles has been asking for a very long time, much longer than I've been the pastor. What is our future going to look like? How are we going to grow into our future? And some of that brings necessary questions around, what are we going to do with this gigantic building? We are not the only church in America asking that question. We estimate that the finished usable square footage of our building is about 45,000 square feet. That is offices and Sunday school classrooms and meeting halls and chapel and sanctuary, not to mention storage closets and spaces above the sanctuary that are unusable because of how they were designed in the 1920s. Space over the third wing of the building, which was built in the 1960s and framed out to be finished and never was. It's a lot of space. What are we going to do with it? Well, in 2018, we had some town hall discussions, I guess you could call them. And there was a day where we sat in the fellowship hall and got really frank about, should we keep this place or should we sell it? One of the things I've continued to say for my almost 8 years here now as pastor is, I am not interested in building a museum to 20th century American Christianity. So if we're going to keep this building, then we are going to use this building for the common good. And that is what really led to both of these paths that are parallel right now. The path of the St. Charles Center for Faith in Action and the path of the National Fund for Sacred Places and what that means in caring for our historic building. That's already 3.5 minutes, so maybe I will do 2 follow-up videos. One about how we came to form the St. Charles Center for Faith in Action and what that means and how it's funded and how it's connected to our church and why that matters. And then the other, I will go into the process of talking about what the Sacred Places campaign is, how the National Fund was formed, how we applied to join and were accepted, and then the parts moving ahead. So just know that they came out of that bigger picture question that started before 2018, but I feel like we got really honest about it in 2018. What are we going to do with this place? And how are we imagining ourselves 5 and 10 and 20 years down the road? That's where we're getting started. Please send me your questions, and I will do my best to answer all of them over the next week. Grace and peace to you, friends. Be safe out there, especially with the storm brewing in the Gulf.